And we're live from Talladega for race number 7 of the WTF Racing Super Speedway League. Tonight is Xfinity cars at Dega, so we're excited for that and to see how this goes down. But at the end of practice, it was Jason Batsby who went top of the board here, right? Running with Zach, but anything can still happen in these. So as they're all lined up and ready to qualify, we're going to watch and see who can go top of the board. We'll wait for the lap times to roll in, but still, it's going to be 50 laps like every super speedway race that we end up having. And with that being said, it's going to be a wild one. I mean, 20 bucks on the line for these guys. We have, let's see, 18. So minus me, that would be 17 drivers starting this one. So this is going to be a lot of fun to see who's going to come out on top and get that $20. But as they're qualifying right now, we'll wait for the times update as we watch them go around the racetrack. Got all my cameras and everything set up for tonight, so quality should be a little bit better. So you see how these cars race is they're starting to set the lap times now. So qualifying beginning to get it fun. As looks like Doug going top of the board. He got it Monday. So Doug going top of the board. So I'm excited to see what Doug does with this because he's going to be one to look out for. He's always fast on the super speedways. So I'm excited to see, well, as we say that, he got turned off the nose. Looked like the 18 there. But he's always fast on these super speedways. So we're going to have to watch out for him because he's going to be fast and he's going to be flying around this 2.5 mile speedway as he gets beat by this super speedway ace. And David Hurt, glad to have David back into these races. He goes top of the board with a 1.76, so a great lap there by him. Dave, one of the best super speedway racers, doesn't run much of the truck league or any other league, probably one of the Cup 1 truck. But every time we got a super speedway, he's always in for it. So we'll see what he can do tonight. If he's able to stay up there and snatch that $20, we still have a few that can still qualify. But on that being said, we still got a minute left, so if anybody's going to set their times, it's going to have to be now. Looks like David's going to be on the pole, Doug second, Jason third, Chris, Dominic, Austin, Bully, Joe, George, Mike, Gene, Chad, Greg, and Robert, the ones who've qualified yet so far. Well, look at that. Robert goes top of the board, sneaks it just at the end of qualifying. What a qualifying lap by Robert. So there's a few new guys in the league tonight. So excited to see what they can bring on. We got Robert E. Morrison in the 43 as he goes top of the board. And Gene in the 457. I think that's Watkinson. So that's how I'm going to say it, Gene. If you end up watching this after, I apologize if I butcher it, but Gene in the 457 doesn't have a number yet, so we'll get him into that next race. But all in all, great qualifying, pretty close on the times. Obviously, half the field in the twos, so we look at that split right there. 303536 444 I mean, everybody in the twos, but we're looking to see where everybody stacks up here for 50 laps around this super speedway. Everybody grinning for it. This one's going to be fun tonight. So going to be leading them off is Robert Morrison in that 43 machine. Sneak the pole from that 16. New number for Dave. Switching up the numbers, but this is going to be a lot of fun to see how this goes down. I always love announcing the super speedway races, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So looking at who's all going to be teammates in this one, we have two different groups. So we have in the normal general chat tonight. So mark down, get a notebook out, write these down. So in the normal iRacing chat, these are going to be your teammates for the night. Is Bully, the 18, David Hurt, the 16, Greg Everett in the 00, Jason Batsby in the 29, and 67, Doug Ezel. Those are going to be the teammates for one group. In the next group, All Seeing Motorsports, Austin Albritton, who's in the 2, Baker, who's in the 10, the 15 of Christopher Pilo, the 17 of Mike Presley, Zach in the 55, he's in with them as well tonight, and then George Nimmer in the 41. So they're all in really similar paint schemes, or at least 3 of them are in matching paint schemes, so it'll be pretty easy to pick them off. And then in their own little group, Everett Motorsports of Nick Seipel and Chad Adams in the 51. So they're looking to do a little work there alone, just the 2 of them. But with them, those 2 being some of the best super speedway racers in the league, I don't think that they'll have much trouble not having too many teammates. Just got to make friends early and be there at the end. Race number 7 for the Super Speedway League. Pace car is going to pull off. It's going to be Robert Morrison and David Hurt leading them to the green. Talladega, where that start-finish line is, it's way down into closer to turn 1 than it is in the middle of front straightaway, but a long way towards it. And that's going to be a slow crawl into the restart zone now. Robert's going to fire. We're green for race number 7. A little bit of checkup there on the inside line. That's going to mess up the All Seeing Motorsports 15 on the bottom lane. That's going to back him up. Now the 18 is going to move to the inside line. That stacked up the bottom just a little bit, but shouldn't hurt him too much. As Super Speedway racing, it's going to be no worries. So we see Robert working that front lane, using the lanes. Now he's dropped in front of Dave. Whole field trying to set up a run. Pick your spots. Pick where you want to be. We still got 50 laps, so I'm assuming you're going to see a few at the back just riding. And I think that's what we're starting to see now. See the 55 back there, the 10, the 75, he's doing it. The 51's trying to drop back there, I believe. But it looks like on lap number 1, it's going to be Robert out front. Dave got shuffled out there. He had to get to the top line. Doug got underneath him. Let him know he was there. Now Doug up to P number 2. Now the 43 is going to get shuffled into the middle. Doug peeked it around the inside line. That's going to get Robert into the middle. David's going to get a good run around the outside. He's going to be clear, but that 43 leader and pole sitter stuck in the middle. Going to drop back and lose a lot of spots here. Now he's going to be able to get in behind the 18 machine, but that 43 just lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots in one corner. Now he's trying to fight it back through the middle. Starting to get dicey early here on lap number 3. First 5 cars have single filed out. Not much going on with that. Now Robert, as I say that, is going to go to that top side. So Robert trying to be the first one to make that top side work, and we're seeing a few different groups come into play. So you see the front packs, they're leading it, trying to go for it. Then just behind them, the 3 all 5 All-Seeing Motorsports drivers at the back. 5 of the 6 that are in chat together, or 5 of the 7 that are in chat together. So interesting calls here. Remember, don't got to be leading every lap. You just got to lead that lap 50. So these guys know it, and it's going to be all down to that. I think you're starting to see it now. You see 2 cars now trying to work that outside line, but everybody that's about it. So everybody else is trying to survive and get there to that lap 50. We're going to have a break at 25, so keep that in mind as well. Just with the 2 of them, though, they've seemed to get that top side working all by themselves. So the top line, it all matters on who's that second place pusher. I mean, that's how most of these lanes go. Whoever's the one pushing is the one that controls the speed, how aggressive these drivers get. So with that being said, they know that they got to get up on it just a little bit, at least closer than a lot of the field is on their back bumper, but a lot can still go down. So down the back stretch, you see how much these guys are a little swervy at it, trying to keep it steady. Ooh, that 29 pushing hard on the back bumper. That 43 trying to get that outside line working and keep it rolling. 29 now is going to peek to the outside line. Maybe he's getting a little bit hot. I did notice that from practice. I ran a few laps pushing Doug. He wanted me to help him practice just a little bit leading, but it did get hot pretty quickly in a few laps. So they're going to have to be careful of that to make sure it doesn't blow up or anything like that. It got orange on the temperature gauge after 2 laps of being pretty hard on the back bumper. So they're going to have to be careful with that. Both lanes have kind of steadied out. Not much of a momentum going for either one. So it seems like the only two that's been working that outside line is the two leading that top line. No one else other than George. He's kind of gone up there to help him. But other than that, no one else has really thought about going up there to try it yet. And it looks like they're going to lose a little bit of momentum as George got loose there. He's backed off of him. Let's ride on board with the 16 as he looks out back and looks at the rest of the field. Right on board with him here. Dropping it back down now, but Dave leading that bottom lane, leading the whole field here at Talladega. Doing such a great job at it like he always does, leading these packs. You still see them trying to work that outside line, though. Any run that they get, they've been going up to try it. They're going to have the most experience at it later in these runs, so they're going to know how big of a run that they can take. And right now in these first 25 is all about learning what you can do with your car. Another person who we could ride on board with is the 51. Let's see what he's seeing from the top of that car. That 51 Chevy. Not trying to get up in the mix yet, but still right in that battle. Now that's going to let the 43 get in line, so everybody's going to single file out now, running through the field. First one on the outside line is Nimmer. Oh, one spinning at the back. Chad Adams into the wall. The 00 up hard in the wall. Air for the 00. As major problems as we tried to skip through the field. Caution waves on lap number 11. Let's take a look at it and see what happened here. So from the info cam, let's take a look here. Looks like Gene got up the track into the 41 and then got loose and nowhere for Chad to go. Just got taken out. Innocent bystander in that one. And Greg tried to avoid it. Nowhere for him to go. Hard in the wall. Bounces off the nose of the 41 and into the air Greg goes. And then Chad stuck in the wall back there. Man, not what Everett Motorsports wanted to have happen. Two of the three cars barely. One of them, Nick, just in front of Greg here, as we're going to ride on board with Greg and see what he saw. Nowhere for Greg to go. Up in the air. What a hit for Greg. Let's see from the helmet cam. This is right where his eyesight is. Sees it. Tries to go low, avoiding the 41. Sees the smoke. Nowhere for him to go. Gets into the back of the 51 and up in the air. He goes hard in the air, back on the ground as he's trying to corral it and keep it from going anywhere, trying to get it flip back around and get back going, but not what they wanted to have happen early. And I think that's what All Seeing Motorsports was banking on, was that quick yellow, get back up to the front later. But All Seeing Motorsports right at the back was able to avoid it pretty easily, just drove through it. But everybody's going to come down pit road now. Most of the field coming down pit road. There's a few that stayed out. The front five, they all stayed out here. But did Nick just do a drive-through? Yeah, Nick just did a drive-through. Didn't even pit. Kind of did a fake out. Didn't even pit there. So first one to leave the boxes. some major problems early in that one. A lot of cars able to avoid it, and a few hard chargers and great cars got caught up in it. So, man, what a pretty turn of events here. Let's jump into the main chat and see what these guys are all talking about.
Which I'll take a 7th on a road course in NIS.
Yeah. Over, buddy. Move over, buddy.
I'm going to.
Oh, 29 by. Why am I? Okay. Okay.
Hello,
Hello.
Dad.
Hello.
Are you back
Hello?
from the store yet?
Hello.
Did you get the cigarettes?
Hello. Hello.
Mine?
Yeah, I don't know how Greg's all the way up there.
Sometimes iRacing be like that. You
hear him talking about different strategies or what Bully would like to finish on a road course. Is they're going to double up now? It'll be one lap to go. So we'll get this restart going. When they cross the finish line, it'll be 15. That'll be 10 to go till the stage or that halfway break. So for this restart, I think what we're going to do is ride along with that 00. Greg, after doing such a good job so far, made his way, got caught up in that last wreck, but he's going to be restarting 8th here. So we'll see what he can do. Let's ride on board with him for the restart. Probably do a onboard for a lap or two during this restart. Right on board with Greg, then maybe someone else. Alrighty. Pace car's going to pull off. You see him now on the inside line. Keep in mind, we're a little bit higher than what Greg can see, so we'll see what they can do for the restart. David fires. We're green. Those 5 are in the restart. The everybody that we see on our screen, right, including Greg, other than the 3, is in chat together, so they're able to see what they are seeing. But Greg with a great restart. What's going on behind him? Running on board with Nimmer. So the front 5 are able to get down. Looks like the 43 is going to be clear. Does Greg get down in time? Doesn't seem like it, but it seems like everybody else is going to ride. So riding on board still with Greg. Looking out back, there's not much going on. Seems like everybody's pretty content with getting single file right now. So it seems like everybody's pretty content riding on board here with Zach. Everybody's just riding. Next one up is Greg, who's trying to catch this pack. Just not close enough to stay right within that draft. He needs to go low, Greg. Stay on that low side. Follow the draft just up in front of him. Riding board with Joe. Pushing Robert. Trying to get that top side working once again. See the right rear damage on the 67 machine. Not for sure how he got that, but interesting. Very interesting to see how he got that, because I'm not for sure. But Greg's starting to come back into the play. Just keeping her down, keeping it matted. Him being in that draft is definitely helping. Now he's going to have a run on everybody. Does he take it, or does he just kind of chill in line? Here's a flyby. These Xfinity cars do sound good. I like the sound of these things. One of the best draft packages and one of my favorites, so it's cool to hear them going around this racetrack. Is Dave still out front? The 18 pushing him. Getting side drafted there just by a little bit by the 43 after the 18 got up the track. That's going to break the momentum on the inside line. So it's 3x3x3. Then Jason can pick whatever lane he would like, or Dave now can pick whatever lane would he like. Bully a little bit up the racetrack. Almost made contact there with that 18. Riding on board with the 67. Following the 18 machine, Doug Ezel, keeping the lines as close as he can. Now starting to drop back that top side as Greg's not up there anymore. So there's 4 on the inside line, 2 on the outside. Like I said earlier, it's all about that second pusher. Jason's a heck of a pusher, but is he going to be able to fight 4 cars on that bottom lane? Oh, one spinning. That's a 16. Turned the 43 down on the infield. Contact with the inside wall. No caution. No caution there as everybody was going by as he got turned and off the racing surface. There's going to be yellow at that halfway break no matter what. So shouldn't hurt him too much, but problems on the back straightaway. The 43 gets turned. Let's take a look at that. See if we can get a better angle of it. Seems like just trying to stay in that middle lane. Maybe Dave went for a move and just tried to stay hooked onto him and then just up the racetrack. The 43 was in the middle. Then Dave tried to stay with him and push. Little swerve. And there he went into the inside wall. Not too much hard contact, but still enough to give that left front damage. Should be able to keep going on it, though. And he will get back up to speed, stay running with it. Still got that fast pair, still got that run. So now it's one last car fighting for that front pack. Dead even at the start-finish line between the 16 and the 3. So they're doing a great job here on that inside line, keeping that top side at bay, but the top side is sticking right with them. Doing a great job of that as well. Now Jason's dropped back. He's lost that top side help to help Joe on that outside line. Now he's going to get dropped back. Now the four back here are going to get, or the four up to the front, they're going to single file out. So will Bully make a move as here comes All-State Motorsports up the middle of the field. He's going to have a run on Greg. One spinning at the front. That's a 16. The 16, not for sure how he spun. Back up the racetrack, going to cause a big wreck. Into the side of the 30. Into the Dominic. What happened there? Able to save it though. But the 16 off the nose of the 18 that time. Into the outside wall hard. Then Dave had it saved here. Then hooked hard back up into the racetrack. Into the 30. I'm not for sure what that was all about. But hard hit from Dave. Into the outside wall. And then into the rest of the field. Dominic Lee dropped back from that. But obviously with the yellow coming up, shouldn't hurt him too much. But here comes All-State Motorsports. They've made a push to the front of the field. With Austin leading it. Jason just behind him. Chris is back up here now. So it's going to be a fight here. Side by side, though, for close to the lead. Doug out front. Now it's side by side for lead. Now Austin. He's going to have it at the start-finish line. 2 laps to go to the stage. So now Jason's moved down in to lead that front pack. Oh, one on the outside wall. That's the 15. And the 18 make contact. Looks like that 15's driving a little bit sideways. What happened there? The 18 with a huge run just drove into the back of the 15. They both went to the outside wall. Major contact there. Problems for everybody at the late parts of this restart. Or at the start of this, or at the end of this stage. But who's going to have it at the start-finish line? Coming to the stripe. Who's it going to be? 67 versus 29. Jason got it. Jason had it at the start-finish line. Hopefully we threw the yellow at the right moment. But Jason gets the win for the stage. Doug tried to make an effort at it. Just wasn't able to get there. What a final lap. And crazy moments going on there. So Jason ends up winning the stage right there. Jason, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, after an exciting stage win, you're able to pull it off. You got Doug at the start-finish line just barely. Talk to us how you were able to get it done, and what have you learned in that first half of the race, and what are you going to try to implement for the second half?
Well, honestly, I didn't even know it was about to be stage. I was just pushing, trying to push them and get them to the lead, and just trying to stay with people, honestly.
Definitely, we're seeing how swervy these cars can be, and little touches, little contacts. We're seeing a lot of wrecks, especially late in the running. How much is your aggression going to ramp up, and how much do you think everybody else's is here in the last 5 laps as we get lap 45 to 50?
Definitely there's going to be a lot more runs on the outside. I don't know how they're going to go, but it's going to be double the pressure.
Definitely. Well, you seem to learn a lot from that outside line, so we're excited to see what you can do with it. And I'll let you go ahead, talk to your crew chief and pit stop and do all that.
All right.
So Jason at the halfway point wins it. So a great job by him out front. is going to try to lead in 25 laps as well. But, well, there was a lot that could go down and a lot happened. So we'll see how many cars use that fast repair. A lot still have it or an opportunity to use it. So I don't think a lot will. See the 18 in the box. He uses his. The 15 uses his. The 00, he's already used his. So a lot are coming down pit road. A few are taking tires. Looks like the 29, 67, 3, 30, 41, 18, 17, 111. Next up, looks like it's going to be 15, 15, 10, or 15, 16, 10. It looks like Austin's just trying to get a little bit of damage fixed, if possible. Same thing with Zach, I believe he was doing, trying to save that fast repair for the last 25. But, man, what a turn of events here. We're going to be ready for it because a lot of fast guys are at the back. So they're going to be making their way through the field as Greg, to the point, Greg leading on the restart. Hey, Greg,
Yes, sir.
do you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, Kate.
Well, you're to the point, so good job on that. The first 25 laps have been wild. Talk to us a little bit about it from your point of view, and what are you looking forward to doing these next 25 to try to get this win?
Well, yeah, that first 25 it was difficult. Got caught up in something early, but was able to just keep going and got a decent finish at the end of the half. So just looking forward to staying out in front, keeping it straight, and see if we can take it on home for a win.
Definitely, that 00 has been fast most of this race, and we're excited to see you at the front of the field. So I wanted to take the opportunity to talk to you, but you got a lot of teammates behind you. How much are you going to take advantage of them during this second half?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to use all the help that I can get. And as long as I know I have some of my teammates behind me, I should be okay. Just keep it straight and take it to the finish.
Definitely. Well, good luck here on this restart, and hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end.
All right.
Talking to Greg. I always like talking to Greg as much as I can, especially when he's running, and running well like he is tonight. So hopefully I don't jinx him here, but doing good. Let's see the chat. If however many people are watching, let me see if I can get to it. Anybody watching the chat? Leather Cheerio Cringe Lord says, "Let's go sick nipple." Think he's talking about that 75 machine. We haven't seen a lot out of tonight, so we'll see if he's able to make his way through the field. Still has that fast repair. His teammate, though, behind him in the 51 does not. So Nick, in that brand new paint scheme, just finished it up before we headed out on the racetrack, looking to make something happen with it. But it's a definitely a bright paint scheme, to say the least. As you see it on the outside line. Let me see if I can get a good look at it. Doesn't look like it. Well, maybe I can go to 75. There you go. Big Country 75 is YouTube channel, so go check him out there. He's gonna try to make his way through the field here for the restart, but he's got that eagle on it, so we're gonna have an eagle eye on him to see if he's able to get there with it. But we're ready for the restart. It's gonna be an exciting one. Greg up front. The Ford Mustang pace car pulls down. You're gonna let the field roar. Greg in the 00 in the lead. The 29 of Jason Batsby in the front. Greg fires. We're green. Great restart there for Greg. A little swervy down there on the inside line, but able to get a good first initial start. And then the 29 is going to drive right around him. So Greg with a monster restart didn't help out his teammates too much there, but Greg trying to keep the wheel straight as much as he can. Already back to P3 though. Doug looks like he's just going to try to work with Greg as much as possible. See Greg swerving just a little bit. That's going to be hard for the 67 to link up with him and work with it. Running on board here with the 18 as they have a run on the 67 00. Doug going to be the first one to try to make that top side work. Looks like Bully's going to try to pull up to him and help him. These two always work good together. Let's see how it works out for them right now. Bully all over the back bumper. Trying to get that 67 up to speed as much as possible. Trying to get that top side rolling. Shouldn't hurt him too bad if they're not, but still decent ways to go. 20 to go when we get to the line here. Greg trying to hold strong on that bottom lane. So my mic spike, not sure what that was, but the 18 all over the back bumper of the 67. Not for sure how that's going to work out, though. They haven't been able to work that top side most of this race. So we'll see as Greg's going to get sideways, able to save it. Greg slow back up on the racetrack. He's able to keep it straight. So now they're going to be 3 wide. That's for 5th position. Here comes Nick around the outside. Nick's back into the mix. Nick's found his way to the front of the field. Ooh, Greg sideways all over the racetrack. Swerving. Oh, one spinning to the infield. That's the 3 and the 18. Everybody trying to avoid. That's the 111 in the air. 29 back up the track. Now the 10 piles in. Hard hit at the front of the field. What happened there? With the 18, pushing the 67, turns him into the field. Those 4 wreck. The leaders wreck together. See the 18 here gets on the left rear of the 67 and just spins him. Spins him into the bottom 2. The 3 goes for a spin on the inside line. The 29 up to the racetrack. They go. And the 67 able to make it through. The 43 as well. The 75, the 17, the 16 did a great job avoiding it. As the 111 hard in the air. Greg trying to stop to avoid it. And then nowhere for the 28 to go. My apologies, Austin Baker. Been thinking he was the 10, but he's the 28 tonight. Up the racetrack and just plows into the back of the 29. Not much that he could do about it. But man, not what they wanted to have happen. As we'll ride on board here with the number 55 and see what he saw. A little bit further back, went low, tried to stay out of the way. One hard in the air, trying to avoid the 43, 41, I believe that is, down pit road. Gonna just avoid that wreck. Whoa. Let's ride on board with the 16 here as he had a big run that whole last half a lap. So sees him start wrecking in front of him. Not much that you can see currently. Then the 29 wildly appears out of nowhere up the racetrack. Then the 111 gets launched off his nose and into the wall the 16 goes. So after using that fast repair, I don't think he has one left. He should just have to be able to get those last bits repaired as much as he can. But man, problems for a lot of the front runners there. So a few able to stay out and get back with it. So to the point, back up front, Robert, after that early spin, off the nose of the 16. He's worked his way back up to the front. And we're seeing a new front runner in the 75. Made his way up, seeing the bottom left, up 15 positions. Nick, do you got a copy?
Unfortunately.
Well, not unfortunate for you. Up to P2. Rode most of this race. You're up 15 positions from where you started. Started deep in the field, worked your way up here. It's going to be 15 laps to go when we get to the start-finish line next time and get going green. What are you going to need to do to try to stay up here and take this win?
Hit the gas pedal and just, hope that it goes well. I'm going for that hard charger to at least get $5, but if we can tack 20 onto that, that'd be pretty cool.
Definitely. A 25 win bonus. That means you'd win $45 in 1 week. You won the race Monday. That was a wild finish. You were able to block it and stay out in front there in Atlanta in the Cup cars. And tonight you're looking for a second one this week. So that'll be fun to see if you can hold on to it. But paint seems looking good. We're excited to see what you can do here at the front of the field.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Looking to see what Nick's going to be able to do here and see how much he's going to be able to hold on. So this restart's all going to be about that second row. We saw how messed up that first restart was. The leader went without knowing in front of everybody and just was able to take off. So now after this restart, we'll see how long until the rest of the field goes. And if the bottom line stacks up, it could mean that whole top side back to the 3 as you see him on the outside line behind the 67. If the 3 gets clear of the 00, that's going to mess up the 43. So Nick's going to be clear, the 41, the 67, the 3. They're all able to be cleared down the back straightaway. The whole bottom line isn't where you're going to want to be. So seeing how well the bottom is gone, if they're able to stack up and go, that's, man, I don't know what lane I want to be in. We see Greg there on the bottom. We'll see if he's able to get a restart. Alrighty, pace car pulls off once again. It's going to be 15 laps to go to decide a winner here at Talladega. Robert fires back green. Great restart there for Robert. Nick able to get clear of the 00. Looky there. Here comes the 41 around the outside line. Is he going to be clear by turn number 1? Looks like maybe for a split second, but the front 2, they're getting pretty far out there. But with them being the only 2 on the bottom lane, giving them draft to the bottom lane, not much that the top side can do as they're trying to clear Greg on the bottom. They've got a big run now. Now the 41's going to be clear. The 67 trying to do the same thing. Can he get clear on the 00? Now here comes the 75 up to the outside line. Going to make that move early. Go to the outside line. Block the momentum from the 41 to the 67. Now they're side by side for the lead. Looks like Doug's going to force it 3 wide in the middle. That's going to push George out to that top side. Now, Where do you want to be for this last setting up for 10 laps? It's all about positioning. Where do you want to be at? Where do you want to be at and position yourself for these next 10-ish laps? And then once you get down to 5, it's go time. Not much lifting now. I'm pretty sure the front two know where they want to be, and I think they're already there. The 67 with a hard push on the back bumper of the 675. Gonna try to get clear. Doesn't look like it. Will Nick leave him? No, Nick's gonna stay up there with him, help out Doug as much as he can. Seeing the Eagle just behind him. Seeing that top line work. Doug doing a great job pushing so far. So Nick keeps able to be clear. Now the 67's going to move down. Now the 67 didn't take it. Was clear, but didn't take it. Thought he was definitely clear. Was able to get down. Follow Nick partially down. Now the 43 goes to the top and going to have the 67 push him. 43 blocking, trying to stay with him. Now Nick. Now Doug to the middle. Doug trying to take the lead. Got Nick out front. Then the 43 tried to stay with Doug. Thought Doug was a great pusher. Tried to go up with him. Now the 43 in the back of the 29. Almost contact there. Could have been a hard hit. But now Nick to the point on lap 37. Looking at that top side. When does the run build up? Jason's a great pusher, but can he push Doug all the way to the top side? Now the 43 is going to go to the middle. 3 wide. Contact made. The 43 shoots the middle. Gets in the door of the 67. He goes back down into the 51. They're all able to save it, though. One coming out of the racetrack now. That's Christopher Pilo in the 15. Chris is a smart driver. He'll stay all the way. A little bit there come up the racetrack. But the top lane just doesn't seem to have the momentum. Possible damage on the left side for the 67. But look who's made his way up through the field. Up 10 spots. Followed his teammate, Chad Adams. So Chad's worked his way from the back as well. If that team were to get a caution right now, they'd be set. 1, 2, both start on the inside line, go when they wanted. They'd be pretty set. But now the top side trying to work. Doug trying to force it around the outside line. The 43 thought about taking advantage of it, but with a big run, not able to block that one. Doug trying to stay up as much as possible. Try to give that room to the bottom. The 3, Joe Artweller, though. He's doing a good job keeping Nick on his front bumper, pushing him out to a okay lead. Not trying to push him too aggressive. Try to get him way out front. Try to get that to just stay with each other. Make sure no one out back behind him gets a huge run. But when does that move get made? Nick is known for some blocks, but if he's able to, if he does it smart, he'll stay low. He's got his teammate behind him, one of the best pushers in the league. He doesn't have to worry about that. May lose a little momentum, but then they'll build it back up. And Joe could be getting hot here as he's trying to peek out as much as possible. Could be getting hot. But that's going to let the outside line get a run as they were trying to get some air into the nose. So the outside line's caught back up. Now it's going to be Doug to the right rear of the 75. Side by side for the lead, it's Doug and Nick. Practice furnace finish that time. Doug ended up P2. Nick to the point. Nick would have a very successful week here if he's able to get it done up 75. Now he's going to move up, try to get in front of the 67. Now Doug goes to the outside. Nick tried to do a block on the outside line, take advantage of it. It didn't work at all. Doug wanted nothing to do with him, didn't want to push him. That stacked up both lanes. Now the 29 and the 67 are going to be clear. Here comes Greg on the bottom. Joe R. Weller to the point. Now the bottom lane with only 3 cars. They've dropped a little bit of momentum. Now the 75 and the 29 are working with the 67. Now the 67 is going to be able to get clear. The 29 will as well. So now Nick and the 43, they're going to have to work together to get that top side rolling again. Or if Chad's able to get clear, is he going to sneak up in front of the 3? Or in front of the 43? He looks like he's thinking about it, but the right side damage on the 51, he definitely can't lead, but he could try to help his teammate as much as possible. If Chad gets an opportunity to get clear, especially with Nick, I think they're going to take it. That may be what Nick's trying to do. He's not gotten a big run, especially with the 43 not on his back bumper. Now he's going to try to go to the outside line. The 43 go to the outside line, but just not able to. Now Chad's going to be clear on the 75. Will he take it? The rest of the field is caught up. All Seeing Motorsports is caught back up to the front of the field, or to this front pack. Let's see what they're able to do. Where do they go? Not much that they can. Mike Presley leading the pack. All over the back bumper of Greg. Mike will be clear on Nick. Will he take it down the back straightaway? Everybody trying to get up a big run. We feel the rumbles. Pressure's building, rumbling, starting. 4-car breakaway by a car length or 2. The 00 on the bottom, trying to keep her straight. The 75 and 41, the only 2 to try to work that outside line. Seems like everybody's trying to work on that top side. Little bit of contact there. The 17 got in the back of the 43. That was the 28 in the back of him. That slowed down that bottom lane. Now here comes the run from the outside line. Nick with a great push on the back bumper of Mike. Are they going to be clear on Greg? They will. Is Nick going to go to the inside line? Doesn't look like he's going to take it. He's going to work with Mike around the outside line. Round the top. Here comes Nick and Mike. Is anybody going to try to block it? Doug thinking about it, but he's going to stay low. Try to stay with the 29. Doug and Jason have worked so good together at the front of the field. Now Doug's going to try to block it. Little late on it. That's going to mess up the whole momentum of the inside line. Doug went up to block it. Joe peeked out. That's going to put Mike Presley to the point. Mike Presley leading it with 5 to go at Talladega. Nick Seipel leading that top line. Got Mike to the lead. Let's see who's the best pusher in this one. Contact made. The 67 turns the 17 in the field. Everybody involved. The 51 up and over. Major problems. The 41, 30, 15, 28, 00. All involved in that one. As Chad's turned over like a dead turtle. Problems in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Well, it all started at the front of the field. Not what they wanted to have happen. We see the run from the 67. Tried to go through the middle and just got into the right rear of the 17. Not for sure what Doug was trying to do there, but was pushing the 17, then got caught up in it. Down the racetrack they go. But look who made it through. The 3 at the front of the field able to make it through. The 29, 67 as well. But the rest of the field not able to do the same. Unfortunate for all of them. And Greg, as soon as he started dropping back in that cat car, I guess that CAT stands for Catastrophe at Talladega. Let's take one more look at it here. Try to see the smoke. So we see everybody going every which way. The 75 up the wall. The 67 into the left rear of the 17. Look at Chad. Thought he had an opportunity to make it here. Then Jason, or the 17, up the racetrack hard on the outside wall. Chad goes for a tumble. Then Greg up the racetrack. Austin Albritton sliding through the grass trying to avoid it. Nick just behind him, able to avoid his teammate. They're both able to make it through, but a lot of cars with damage. If they have fast repair yet left, definitely going to need to use it as Doug's still sideways on the apron, trying to save it. Is he able to save it? It looks like his toe or something's knocked out. He keeps banging it off the wall, but tries to get to the bottom. He's going to come to pit road that time, so that's going to be unfortunate for Doug, having to use that fast repair. And new leader, Joe Wells to the point. Is he going to pit? Everybody's going to pit, so is there anybody that stays out? The 55 stays out. Zach in the 55, he stays out here. Everybody else to pit road. The 67 to pit road, 29 to everybody else. Who's going to be the first one to leave pit road? It's going to be the 75. He had that extra fast repair, so he took it. Next out, it's going to be the 30. Good stop for him. That's going to get him good track position. The 2. Who's next? Looks like the 28, the 3. So Joe lost a lot of time pitting there. And I think most of these guys are just the ones who didn't have fast repairs left. Now the 29 leaves. Left sides go up on the 43. But man, change of events. The 55, Zach to the point late in this one. Zach, one thing to say about him, he won the season opener in the truck league by avoiding a big one on the last lap. Came down to just pretty much the only one making it through, and he's going to have a chance to repeat at another super speedway. This one in the super speedway league, but still a super speedway win, and arguably would be cooler to get $20 other than the season opener of the truck league. That's up for an opinion. But after a great run, Nick's back up front as well. He's able to stay out there after using that fast repair. So he's back up at the front. So a lot of cars taken out in that one, and a lot of guys we haven't seen a lot of this race are up to the front. See the 55, the 30, the 75, the 28, the 2. All of the top 5 have, I think, combined led less than 5 laps this whole race. So other than Nick might lead a few, but started dropping back though, so... But this is going to be a wild restart. You got Nick and Austin, two of the best drivers in the league, on the outside line. They're going to be smart here. They should work together, try to get the top working. Pace car pulls off. Green, white, checkered to decide the winner here at Talladega. Zach and Nick lead them to the green. Long ways to that restart zone. Into it now. Zach fires. We're green. Austin looked to the outside line immediately. Wasn't going to have a big enough run, though. Austin not shifting to the gears well, or has the speed to help Nick. See the rear end bumper damage on the 2. Now the 55, 30, 28, Allsing Motorsports leading that bottom lane. Down the back stretch. Where does the run come from? When does the 30 make his move? Dominic Lee, haven't talked about him much this race. Haven't seen him in the league much, but if he can squeak out a win, would definitely be a statement performance. When does he get to the outside line? Nick's a heck of a pusher, but he'll push you to that win. As Austin's going to go to the outside line. Now the 3's going to stick with Nick. White flag for Zach at the start-finish line. Nick with a huge run. Zach tries to block. Down the racetrack they go. Contact made. Big wreck. Back up the racetrack. The 28 makes it through. Major problems.
You fucking dog, baby. Oh. Oh, baby. Oh, mama. Holy fucking shit. Oh, hot diggity dog.
As Austin Baker avoids the big one, you hear his reaction there, avoids the big one, and on the white flag, he's going to come across the start-finish line to win it here at Talladega. Heck of a race for Austin there. Who's going to come across the line second? It's going to be David Hurt P2 after a hurt car, and then Robert comes home P3. What happened there? So we see it all started when the 75 got a huge run around the outside line. The 55 went up to try to block it. No harm there. The 75 goes middle. That's when Zach should have just gave it to him. And as soon as they touched, hard on the outside, hard in the air, the 55 went. That's something that me and Doug had happen to us in practice. He hit me left rear and we just flipped. But as soon as it happened, the C's parted for that 10 machine and he went right through it. I thought the 29 was maybe going to be able to make it through. Then the 75 back up the racetrack into the 2, 29 in the air. Everybody, major wreck. Wow, what a finish. And it was the 3 who made it through that were coming home to finish in the top 3. But Austin Baker avoids the big one. Let's see what he saw from his perspective. See the 55 up the racetrack, tries to throw the block on Nick, and it's too late. Then the C's parted for that 28 machine. What a green-white checkered and an underdog winner. Didn't look until that last one. Whoa. What a finish. Let's try to get a word in with him now. Austin Baker, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are we this evening?
You did it. You won it at Talladega. Congratulations. Talk to us. What did you do to try to avoid that big one? How did you get it done? And what happened on that green-white checker from your eyes?
Well, you know, just staying patient all race. I was pretty much, you know, I didn't take my qualifying lap. So started shotgun in the field, which was cool. So just, you know, the all-seeing boys, we just did our thing, you know, stayed patient, charged away through the field. That last green white checkered, I didn't even realize how many was technically to go until we got going. So just stay patient, and you know, I used my fast repair up and I got caught up in that last big wreck. But once again, said it how many times, so now stayed patient, and you know, we tried to be aggressive there. Austin still had a fast repair, so he was like, I'm sending it, and I'm no problem there. That's what we're all about. This 43 car is just being an absolute missile right now. But other than that, you know, everyone was being aggressive in our camp who had a fast repair, and you know, and it paid off for me. So I'm just happy to be here.
Definitely. We've seen you won a few of these things from the seas parting and it did it again out of nowhere. Here, let me stream
Yes,
this.
sir.
I don't even know how, like, it just all went perfect and you were able to squeak through.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me show it. Here, go to my stream.
Yeah,
Watch this.
I'll have to go back and save it from my cockpit purview because I'm not too sure. I just saw
Here, go
Nick
ahead. I'm
Sipos-
streaming it. Here.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
streaming it.
there we
Here.
go.
All right.
I saw
So-
Nick Sipos neon big country YouTube channel plug in. I'll plug him in real quick. Car just kind of go across my nose and and I just reacted. I just stayed up and luckily I kept the momentum up on and I was able to just capitalize through. And once I saw I wasn't in the clear per se off rip. It was there. I know there was a second caution or a second wreck after that, and yeah, the 29 car was making me nervous. And once I got through that, I mean,
You had it here. There's no run from anybody.
Yeah, I thought I was on a qualifying lap after that.
One pretty cool shot right here is you making it through the smoke, Days of Thunder style, sees the smoke and just shoots the gap and makes it through. But man, that was a heck of a wreck.
Glad, KO5, Race Media got to broadcast this because that was a very exciting race for everybody. So, this is what all this Super Speedway, series is all about. And, I'm just happy, to be a part of it. Happy for, WTF, for letting us have this platform to do it.
Well, we appreciate you running. And every time that you win, it's definitely a show for whatever reason. But congratulations. $20 goes to you. What are you going to put that towards, you think? Nice little lunch?
We're going to roll that into the ASM Treasury Fund for all of our guys, who are running official leagues and, running, officials, whether it's like SKs or, street stocks, whatever have you, even road course stuff. It's going to go to that for open setups or, track content that they don't have. So we're going to roll it back into the team because that's what we're all about here at All Seeing Motorsports. But quick shout out. I'm so glad I finally got to win a race with my alma mater on the hood of the car, Overhead Surf Shop, Johns Pass, Florida. Shout out to my former boss and basically my big brother, Brian Mullenix. He may or may not be still watching, but I know he was watching earlier. So shout out to Overhead Surf Shop, my company, AB Powder Coating here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Buttsnorkeler.com. Huge stuff coming up. Had another productive meeting with those guys. So thanks KO5 for broadcasting. That's check them out on YouTube and All Seeing Motorsports, Austin Albritton, Chris Pillow, Zach Zoldivar, George just came back, Mike Presley, JD, Dominic. God, and if I forgot anybody, I'm so sorry, but the group is just rapidly growing.
That team's definitely growing a ton. I've always seen those paint schemes, watching all you guys. You guys did great last night at Homestead in the Truck League, but man, coming on with a win. Congratulations.
Thank you very much again for broadcasting.
Yes, sir. Austin Baker wins it at Talladega. Hear the excitement in his voice. He heard the assignment when he realized that the wreck was happening and things like that. Let's interview P2. David Hurt, you got a copy?
I sure do, buddy.
Well, with no front nose, you come home P2. What did you see that last lap, and how were you able to make it through from your point of view?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. I ghosted through a couple of those guys. I was just hoping to finish, and because my car was so down on power, I was barely able just to even keep up with anybody. But I just got lucky, and I was able to go through a couple of them as they was wrecking, and lucky enough to be able to cross the finish line.
Definitely. Well, yeah, we saw that you didn't you run like away from the pack, like you weren't in the pack for a little while, and then just kind of rode around for a little bit, didn't want to use that fast pair or nothing. Then you pitted, used that fast pair, and that last restart was able to make it through and coming to P2.
Yeah, well, actually, I had used my fast repair before that, and then I got I got off the nose of the 18, I think, and that's when I went up. I missed everybody at first, and then I came back down and went back up on the track. I didn't mean to, so I went to the end of the line. But I used my fast repair at that time, and then I got into the other wreck, and I was really down on power, and that's when I fell way back. and luckily got another caution, got back in with the pack, and just able to hang in there enough to get a decent finish anyway. You know that with these super speedways, it's better to be lucky than good, I guess.
Definitely. I mean, you're one of the best at them, and I've always said that every race, but coming home P2 after a pretty underwhelming performance during the race, but a great finish. We're excited for you, and hopefully we'll see you more often during this season because we still got a few more to go, and you're right on the edge every week. It seems like every super speedway I'm interviewing you, but
Yeah,
just
I
not
always
on that
start,
top step.
yes, sir. I always start out decent, but I just got to learn how to finish these races in a good shape. This wasn't my best race. I got into a couple of people, and I really hate it, but nothing was intentional, and I hope these guys understand that. So.
Definitely. This is a league that Austin and them do just for fun and things like that, so it's cool to see. But coming home P2, it's awesome for you, and hopefully, or one last deal, who'd you like to thank for coming home P2?
Well, I would like to thank Bully and JK for helping me there at the first race. I thought the three of us were really going to be able to, finish maybe even 1, 2, 3 in this thing. We knew Austin and them were laying back a little bit and waiting, but we thought we had a good chance. But we just wasn't able to get it done. So thanks to the 18 Bully and 67 JK.
Definitely. Well, coming home second, I know you wanted one more spot, but good run for you tonight, and we'll hopefully see you the rest of the season.
Oh yes, sir. Thank you.
David coming home P2, and I do not see Robert in the chat, so not going to be able to interview him, who's our third place finisher. But after a wild finish on the last lap and a green-white checkered finish, Austin Baker wins it at Talladega. You heard the great cause, what he's going to put that $20 to, but what a finish, what a race. One of the funnest super speedways I've ever announced, and it was a lot of fun. So if you guys enjoyed, tune in next Wednesday for it once again. Then we're going to take a little bit of a break on the truck league and start that up in 3-4 weeks here. And same thing with the next gen league that we got started up. So new cup league that we got started. That one's going to be fun as well. So we'll see you guys in the next one.